we have some requests happening now. We got, oh shit! I fucking hate spiders!
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of me.
Oh shit, I fucking hate spiders. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Now, for everyone who's here, and I fucking warned you, anyone who requested anything, I have a feeling Dustin Tigner requested this one. It's on our troll poll. That means we're gonna troll you, motherfucker. However, I feel like we won't need to, because this is called, oh shit, I fucking hate spiders. And it's like, is it going to be even funnier if we play it straight? That's
only just
you know, like
strange twist. I like it. I like it.
Let's see. Let's cast this out. All right, we have Dane, male, white, early 30s. Which of us could play that character? Gamius,
early 30s.
Gamius, old god. He's an old god. Devron, suit guy. Male, black, in his 30s. Bexley, female, white, 20s. I think Annie can play that one. Kevin,
maybe.
Male, white, 20s, macho.
Macho.
Okay.
I think Annie can play that too.
She has a very convincing Randy Savage, so.
And Arnold. That's my specialty.
This is
big meathead males is what I usually get hired for.
Okay, so who? Okay, I'll go ahead and jump in front of the bus. I'll be Devron.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so somebody else take a character.
Do you want to be a god or a white male?
I was gonna say I'll be a god.
Okay. I'll be Dane then.
You'll be Dane. Okay, so we still have Kevin. We have Annie as Bexley. We have Kevin. Maybe
I'll be Kevin.
You'll be Kevin. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the god isn't going to say much. So.
Cool.
All right, and then
so
I guess we can
take turns narrating.
We can take turns narrating. Let's find a spot with some dialogue, though.
Dialogue.
Okay, how about we start? Of course, he wasn't really staring.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Top of the second page.
I'll start, and then we want to do clockwise?
Yeah. On my screen, that goes Jeff, Annie, me, Will. Is that right?
Yep. I think we all have the same screen because we're broadcasting.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay,
cool.
Well, here goes. Will is gone, but I think he'll be back soon. Of course, he wasn't really staring. It just so happened to be the place he was facing when the lights came on. What did people say in such a situation? I'm sorry, my dear, for invading your privacy. It was like a line from a movie. In medieval times. Definitely not cool. She had brunette hair with highlights and curls cupping a heart-shaped face, a cute button nose, olive-colored skin, and dark brown evil eyes. Evil, murderous eyes that seemed to scream, "Look away, or I'll cut your throat." Yes, that was exactly what they said. It only took a solid 15 seconds for those thoughts to slush through his brain. He offered an awkward, who are we talking about right now?
I think it's Dane?
Dane, yes.
Don't know. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. So you are Dane, right?
Yeah.
Yep. He offered an awkward,
sorry,
which came out sounding far less majestic than the movie line. It was at this time he realized how loose he was hanging, and the random roaming eyes from others, all hugging their own forms in odd manners. He mimicked the reaction, cupping his manhood with both hands. Footsteps scuffed the stone, followed by the tapping of a cane. That's probably you.
Yeah, I'm going to guess it's Will.
As the
old god.
As the god.
I think.
Welcome to Oldendale.
Maybe it's
Is there an old man? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
It's a withered old man.
Nope, old god. Old god. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Maybe he's a withered old god.
Welcome to Oldendale.
godman, like a
withered
man-child.
old man said.
Oh, don't be embarrassed. It's nothing I haven't seen before. There are robes next to each of you.
He had wiry hair jutting in all directions, covering the sides of his head, avoiding a pale white dome that reflected torchlight, and sliding down the front of him like melted ice cream. Annie, you want to take over narrating?
Oi. A simple hankering for ice cream, and even death wasn't strong enough to curtail it. Death. Was he really dead? Next, this is my Achilles heel.
Dahane!
Next to Dane's circle was a nicely folded robe of thick, scratchy material. Little candles around his circle had, at some point, been lit, casting a modicum of warmth in the frigid room. He pulled the material over his form and immediately felt better. It was a night and day difference of being cold to the point of shivering and suddenly warm and comfortable.
You are Gamius, Will.
I am Gamius, god of games and of this realm.
The old man said and sighed.
Yes, you have died. Yes, this is one of the many heavens. Yes, somehow I got stuck with a bunch of nerds. You know, and bear with me, I'm in great need of a good rant. The games used to be of warriors who risked their lives to fight animals in the arenas or stand upon their chariots to face off with other brave men. Now, games have an all-new meaning. My heaven has radically changed since your kind started showing up. It's quite rude, if you ask me. I mean, this is my realm. This is my realm, and so before I give you your starting items and send you on your adventure, please sign my petition. I only need 2 million more signatures. Maddeningly, of course, the choice is yours. I cannot revoke your free will. But I can promise that gods make far better friends than foes.
Gamius let that last line linger in the silence as he eyeballed each of his petrified audience. Then he smiled and continued walking through the room, only to stop at a chalk circle with a pile of bones and ash. He yelled, voice rocking the room, eyes glowing blue. A stone brick cracked. From the shadows, tendrils of smoke formed into an imp, 2 feet tall, leathery red skin, with impractically tiny bat-like wings.
Okay, we didn't know about this character. Who wants him?
Yes, master.
It
Done.
said in a high-pitched, wobbling voice.
How many times must I tell you the symbol crosses at the arch? At the arch! Look at this.
The god said, grabbing the imp by the neck and shoving its head close to one of the symbols that adorned the circle.
Yes, I seized the problem. I goofed. That I did.
Goofed? So, who was it? Amber? Guildmaster of the Razor Wolves, killed by dislodged air conditioning unit, is going to hell because you goofed?
Gamius stared for a moment, then sighed.
Fine. It's just one less signature for my petition. Grab a broom.
Yes, master.
Gary, want to take over?
Gamius raised his hands in front of himself as if lifting something, and the entire wall on one side of the room opened, stone grinding upward. Sunlight poured through the opening, illuminating a long stretch of land and oceans and mountains and forests, all far below, beneath puffy white clouds.
Please follow me.
Gamius said and stepped outside, tapping his cane as he walked. Pip already had a broom sweeping the remaining bits of amber into a dustpan. Everyone shuffled forward, watching the little imp with a mixture of curiosity. For when had real imps existed? And horror? Gamius took a seat on a stool outside, waved a finger in the air, and a box appeared next to him.
Form a line, if you will.
Dane found himself at the front of that line, nobody eager to take up the 10 feet in front of him to be first. He closed the gap, thinking it wiser to follow instructions that annoy the god. Gamius held out a clipboard with a number 2 pencil attached by a string. Dane took it. The top of the paper was a request to exchange Gamius with another god, one better fit for the position. He peered over the clipboard and Gamius stared back, tapping a long fingernail on the top of his cane. Dane signed his name, Dane with an H, clearly not Dane without an H, like Mundane or Great Dane. No, he wasn't a dog. He paused at his last name. What was it again? He started, though Gamius held up a hand to silence him.
First of all, I realized that for the last couple of lines I've been doing myself as British, when actually the original brief said I should be American. We stripped you of your last name. It makes the transition easier.
It's the troll poll. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, now I'm lost.
I think we should all be British from now on.
Okay.
All right, let's all be British from now on.
It makes the transition easier when you can't think about your past family members, friends, kids, significant others, and the like.
And it was true. Dane couldn't think of his mother or sister. He had a mother and sister, not a father, but they didn't have names or faces or really any emotion attached to them whatsoever. He also had a girlfriend, one that he could still feel an inkling of deep affection for, though just as he had felt it, the sensation evaporated. Wasn't heaven all about being together with those you loved? But even as that thought struck, he didn't quite care. Those no-named, no-faced people were in the distant past in a distant world. So, he started, though Gamius held up a hand to silence him again.
You can come up with your last name at any time, or just sign your first. If you should ever come up with your last name, it would automatically be added to my petition. Go ahead and pass the clipboard down the line.
Dane looked at his name and found it completely satisfying as it was, then passed the board to the next person in line, a tall fellow with blonde hair and a broad chest. The guy tore the clipboard from Dane's hand without so much as a thank you.
Listen up,
Gamius said.
This world is unlike that of your world. There's no sickness, no excrement. Even garbage cleans itself up. But you'll figure this stuff out on your own. For the sake of time, please limit your questions. Now you each get one of these ancient magical relics.
He held up a device. A phone? Dane asked.
What? No, it's not a phone. It's ancient technology that once you bind to it will forever be attached to your soul. Now, would you like the one with an apple on the back or the one with the robot?
Okay. All right. Dustin Tigner, where the fuck are you? Give me a call. We want to do this book.
We do want to do this.
Gamius needs to be voiced like this, though.
Yes, he does.
Totally. We've just got to send this to the author.
Yeah.
Will, do you want to take over the narration?
Sure. If I can stop giggling, hold on. Dane took the ancient and magical device, then moved to the side so the line could progress. Hello, hola, bonjour, konnichiwa. Yep, it was definitely an iPhone in heaven. He tapped the display and it flashed through a dozen setup screens within a second before displaying the home screen. There were a number of apps: inventory, map, character, party, waypoint, contacts, among others. Once you get your device, Gamius said, go ahead and open the clothing app. Your first set of clothing is free. Pick out something that fits your preference, then return your robes to pick. The little imp materialized from smoke, standing on a stool, holding a few hangers under an arm. He waved a 3-fingered hand to make sure everyone understood that he was, in fact, the one and only Pip. Dane tapped the clothing app and it opened, revealing a mirror image of himself standing at the center of a rotating platform. He had dark brown eyes, matching hair, thick with loose curls, or rather thick with an idiotic mind of its own, that ran almost to his shoulders. He was tall, slender, with decent posture, and a tan from all the countless wanderings down hiking trails, finding new places to get lost. While he looked the part of the average everyday guy, he spent far more time exploring the vast worlds of video games and literature than he did outside. Then again, it was what paid the bills as a games journalist. Bills? He wouldn't have to pay bills anymore. The random thought split into others, such as a possible article titled, "The Benefits of Death on Budgeting for an Exciting Afterlife." Catchy. Did this world have journalists? Could he actually explore a real fantasy world and write about it? This just might be the best afterlife ever. A dream come true. For what nerd wouldn't want to explore a real Middle-earth or Azeroth? People were already returning their robes while he hadn't even explored his options yet. This was his world now. There'd be time to do all those things and there'd be time to do all those other things. Time to get lost in the mysteries of a new world. The thought was so intoxicating, he almost couldn't focus on the various categories in the app.
All right, real quick, maybe we can skip to "It Was Crazy."
Where is It Was Crazy?
What
It's just
about
a few
this
more
line?
How
paragraphs.
some people could shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I
It
got
was
it.
crazy how some people could shift their emotional state in a fraction of a second, from surprise to disgust to hate to surprise again and somehow linger on confusion. Her eyes roamed his body as if in revenge. You saw me, you twat waffle. I get to see you. Who's this person supposed to be? It probably wasn't the best revenge since he wore a robe, though she stared at his exposed chest nonetheless.
I'm sorry.
She finally said, the cheeks now a little flushed. That was most definitely not the reaction he had expected. He wasn't a bad-looking guy by any means, but he also wasn't the type that got cute girls like this to blush, all without saying a single word. It usually took a bit of work, took a bit of timing. Not to mention the fact that this particular girl had tried to kill him with her deathly stare only minutes ago. She continued, awkwardly searching for the right words, the right way to say them, all the while flicking her brown eyes to his and then back to his chest.
I had no idea. I'm Bexley, by the way.
She reached toward his chest in an overly forward manner, as if unable to control her urges. She tugged on something smooth and silky, something that, now he had looked down, looked particularly like a red, thin-laced bra.
There, that's better.
She said, almost in a motherly tone.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So this is you. This is Dane saying, "Oh shit, brownies."
Oh, shit, brownies.
The phone revealed a green checkmark where his damn thumb had decided to take a little break while he was distracted.
It's not what you think.
It's not.
Bexley. No, I'm not.
You're not.
No.
This seemed to only confirm Bexley's earlier assessment that he was, in fact, a creep. She straightened and lost all prior sense of soft, caring warmth, those murderous brown eyes now glaring holes into his soul. She humphed, turned sharply, and marched away.
I think this might be you, yeah.
That
Yelled the blonde guy.
is what you chose.
He had an obnoxious he had an obnoxiously loud voice, like a quarterback calling out numbers. It was the sort of voice that summoned everyone's attention, directing it with ease by thrusting a finger in Dane's direction. Everyone stared. Some laughed. Some didn't care. Some gave disapproving glares, while others looked rather high, staring at the world in a wide-eyed daze by the sudden shift from their once physical life to whatever this was. Dane hit the remove button and the silky soft material faded away, though it was still owned. He sighed.
Oh, well, that's just great.
Heaven needed an undo button. Better yet, a load from last checkpoint option would be stellar.
All right.
Captain.
I think we've gone far enough. There we got to a lot of fun stuff there. I definitely want to do this book. So
It seems fun.
someone go get Dustin Tigner and bring him to me.
Dustin?
Good one.
Yes.
Hello.
Bring him.
You're needed.
to me.
You're wanted.
Yeah. So
Bring me the
wow,
boy.
this was. I mean, as much as we wanted to troll this, or as that was our assignment, like we didn't have to. It's already
It was-
fucking hilarious.
it was
Hilarious.
Kind of really funny. Yeah, I loved it.
I love it.
So, thank you, Dustin, for requesting that. Tomorrow we're going to have a SBTL Classic poll, and in which only authors can request their own stuff, and we're going to take it seriously for the next SBTL. So, this one was the troll poll. We'll have another troll poll after next SBTL. Everyone understand the rules there?
Mhm.
I.
Yes.
Aye.
Good.
Everyone who understands, raise your hand and say twat waffle.
Twat waffle.
Good. All right. Well,
Good
What
boys
a
and girls.
line.
I never want to go another day of my fucking life without saying the 2 words twat waffle.
Twat waffle.
Waffle.
it's a good one.
In
It's a
that
good
What a
order.
blessing. What a blessing onto this earth.
So,
Waffle twat is also fun to say.
Waffle twat.
Waffle
Waffle
our
twat.
twat.
last waffle twat.
What the waffle
Stupid
twat?
Oh man, the
Twat.
image
Waffle
was
twat?
in my head from that. I think twat waffle is less evocative of images
Yeah.
than waffle twat.
I don't know if twat means the same thing it does in the European side of the world than it does over here.
I mean, a twat here is a pussy, right? So, like, what
Yes.
what is a twat in Europe?
Fanny.
Did you have that
Twat
thing in
here is a
school,
fanny in
though,
Europe.
where everyone was like,
In
twat
England.
isn't swearing, it just means a pregnant goldfish? Anybody
No.
else?
It rings a bell.
That was like every
Is that
edgy
right? A
teenager.
pregnant goldfish is a
Twat,
twat?
twat just means pregnant, and you can't get offended because it's not even swearing. It just means pregnant goldfish. It's pregnant goldfish. That's what
Is
I
that
mean.
really what it
It
means?
was just
I
a
don't
word we had for
think
dickhead,
so.
I suppose.
But it's just one of those things that, like, when you're 13 and the internet doesn't exist, you're like, a word spread like wildfire. Like, I've spoken to other people up and down the country who are like, yeah, twat, pregnant goldfish, right? I've never looked it up, but I learned it in the playground. Therefore, there must be a reasonable amount of validity to this. Pregnant goldfish. It's a twat.
I have to look it up.
Now
No,
I just want to
I'm-
call people pregnant goldfish.
A twat waffle is just like a swollen waffle in the shape of a goldfish.
Yeah,
I need to
Oh my
Google
God.
this now.
A
yeah,
twat waffle in the shape of a pregnant goldfish.
yeah. So, time to start manufacturing those irons.
Oh, so
Um,
I found a casual
It's
UK subreddit. Someone asked a year ago, did anyone else hear that the word twat was the term for a pregnant goldfish? And
It's
someone
commonly
else has
called-
written, Wikipedia says the following about the word. It is commonly thought that twat is a noun to describe a pregnant goldfish. However, this definition of the word has never appeared in a respectable dictionary.
I have never heard that in my life.
Isn't that
So
weird?
glad you told me.
A little nugget from my
Maths on
childhood,
Wikipedia.
and now it's yours.
At first, I totally thought you pulled that out
I
of your
love
ass.
that so much.
So after I'd said it, like I had that moment, you know, when like you say something and no one remembers it, and you're like, did I make that up? Is that a dream I had? Did that just fall out of my mouth, like
Oh,
utterly
man.
like beyond my will? Like,
Oh,
I don't
dude.
know. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Well, that's brilliant. I'm
Not
so
the
glad
only
we learned
one.
that today. This is an educational show as well. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but we like to look up definitions of words, teach
We're,
you things, teach you the language. You know, it's
We're
very important.
instilling in you the importance of respectable dictionaries, quite honestly.
Yes. Yeah. So, next 2 weeks from now, we will be reviewing the definition of cunt waffle. So,
No.
Get ready. It's
Yeah,
going to be a
so
rip roaring
you might
ride.
want to do some research beforehand if you want to catch up. We're gonna start kind of like in the advanced stages of the discussion. So,
We'll have a list of advanced research
This
papers.
is not
for you
101,
to-
okay?
For you to absorb ahead of the talk.
Right.